What's up, everybody? This is Thigh Company here. Welcome to today's live stream. Today is March the 11th, 2024. Welcome to today's live stream. And for today's live stream, we're going to talk about how Sped Dad's mind's been all over the place lately. So, what I mean by that is like he keeps thinking that he's in one place, then another place, then he's in another place, and it's all been really crazy lately. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that right now. And first thing that he's been doing right quick here is he's like, oh, remember, he was like, oh, I'm pretending to be underneath the shopping center. And he had this crazy delusion that he was going to be sleeping underneath like a shopping mall in some bed, and he came up with this crazy idea that he was like a security guard. And I want to see if I can get him to answer the phone by chance. It would be really cool if I can do that, especially since I got to go ahead to call him too. So let's see if he'll call, and we'll see how funny this gets too, because I'll tell you all the different places he's been coming up with lately. Let's see, should be answering. I have this on speaker as well. But yeah, he was like, "Oh, I'm in Charlotte." And I'm like, "Really? You're in Charlotte?" And then he was calling his like brother, and he was saying, "Oh, hey, I need to come over to your place." And then the uncle's like, "Oh, but you don't have a driver's license, so how are you gonna come over here?" So I don't know if he'll answer. I'm gonna try a second time. So apparently, what happened was like he had this delusion that he was in Charlotte when really he was in Georgia. But now today he gave me two different stories of where he's been like supposedly at in his mind. The first story is that he was apparently um, like thinking that he was somewhere in Georgia and that the military had came over to give him a job of some sort. And this crazy idea was that uh, apparently he had thought that he was working some kind of science project job for the military. And I'm like, well, what in the world are you like? What do you mean you're working for the military? Oh, they came over here. I'm living in their complex. And then I'm like he doesn't, and he was not able to like recall what he was saying because it's a secret mission and all that. And then like something in his mind like switched off, and I call him back a little bit later, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm on Ocracoke Island," and I'm like, "What kind of island? Where are you?" Ocracoke Island, and really, what he thought was that he came up with this crazy delusion that he was on an island on the very far east coast of North Carolina. That I think maybe he went there once in his life, okay? But he was so delusional at this point that he thought he was still on the island. And he's like, oh, so I'm in this cabin on the island here, and I'm with my girl. I'm with my woman here on the island. Is what he was saying. And he was saying some kind of craziness that like, oh, I gotta go call Philip Howard. I gotta go call Philip Howard again. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Philip Howard was this like long lost relative slash, maybe seventh, eighth cousin removed. Well, basically some very far distant family member that he thought that he had a close relationship with. And he also had this crazy delusion that not only did he have this relationship with the person, he also thought this person like owed him, and they had this close relationship where he thought that he was giving this Philip Howard a bunch of family documents, like family like tree documents. So that's like genealogy stuff, family stories, photographs, like records of some sort. And really, that never happened. But he keeps thinking that this is a real thing that occurred, and he also believes that this Philip Howard character owes him one money, and two, owes him some kind of furniture, like and I was like, what kind of furniture? And my dad keeps saying, oh, it's beach furniture. It's this white furniture that has a weathered look. It like sand's been on it for a long time. It's the ochre coke furniture that Philip Howard hand built by his great grandfather's tool set, and like this crazy uh like wandering of the mind is basically what you would call it. So he kept saying that, oh, I'm here with Philip Howard, but I don't know where Philip Howard left. And then he came up with this idea, oh, Philip Howard must have took me out back, and I don't know what, I got to go find them and teach him a lesson. That was one of his crazy ideas. And was like, then he got out of the Philip Howard stuff. Then he like was saying, oh, I was on the boat today. Mike went out fishing. He went fishing, and then he starts getting louder and louder in his talk. Mike went out fishing. Mike was outside on the boat. He brought the boat over into the sea, into the ocean. He went out fishing 3 times, and I counted 3 individual times. And then somebody fell over the boat into the ocean. We gotta go. We gotta go find it. Catch the fish, and we gotta go save the person who fell over into the ocean. There's water around everywhere. It's the salt water, and because we're out in the islands, the Ocracoke Islands, and it just starts going off on this whole crazy talk about somebody going out fishing, that he was on a boat, that he caught a fish, and the fish jumped out of the boat. Somebody fell overboard, and he says that this all happened 3 times in a day, and he's never even when he actually on that island like many years ago, he never, like, his thing was he would never leave the house. He would basically go over, stay in the hotel, and then when it's time to leave, he'll leave the hotel. Like, he would never step out of the hotel. But that's kind of a thing on his side of the family that I'll leave for another story. But so then he's like, go call your uncles. Your uncles are here with me on the island. And I'm like, well, go find them. Oh, I can't find them. I can't find them. So I decided to do like a kind of like a FaceTime call or FaceTime video. We finally, after like 10 attempts, he figured out how to accept or like join a FaceTime video call. And once we had that set up, I told him, hey, show me what you look like. Show me around the room. Show me like outside the window, since you're on the island. You should be seeing island nature and all that with, the sand and the palm trees and all that. And I'm like, okay, I can tell this is middle of some like southern south, somewhere in the middle of Georgia. And you're like, you're nowhere near my place here. And not only that was that, inaccurate, I also found out that the lady who was the supposed caretaker, this not the case manager, a different lady, to make give clarity to that. The lady who claims that she was his caregiver, who's like, oh, I'm painting his room blue and gray. She never did that. The room's like all beige tan, like yellow color. And we also saw a few other weird things in the video call as well. Like, his bed was this weird, super dark blue color. He had bright red pillows. He almost had like what I would call Lego colors, like yellows and reds and blues, and something that's not like either from modern style design where they like black and white or usually all white, or even like more older vintage style from what I grew up, or even back what's called the 80s and 70s styles. This was like its own weird like Lego world style. So I don't know why that was done in his room. And not only that, the other kind of almost scary looking thing was my dad's like facial expression. Like he It looked like he went cross-eyed, like, eyes looking in two different directions, and he looked like he was going crazy. And like he literally looked like he was what's that expression, soup for brains, like where the person looks like he's completely out of it, almost like drunk. And he always had this weird thing, like he would point the camera up and be like looking down, but like cross-eyed. And I don't know why, but that was his crazy thing that he would always like to do. So I don't know what's going on, why his mind keeps wandering. Oh, I'm in Georgia, or I'm in Charlotte, or I'm on the freaking island. I mean, the only thing left is for him to start singing the Island Boys song. But yeah, he is pretty rough right now. And I talked to him again, told him about the bank statements, told him, hey, we need the bank statements. We can put you on the waiting list for here in Charlotte. And today I was actually able to do like a through FaceTime video. I was able to go around and show the apartment complex so he can kind of see what's going on. But he was still kind of out of it. He was like, "Oh, are you up in the mountains? It looks like it's going to be hard to climb over there." And I'm like, "No, we're not. We're on flat land. Why would you even think we're in the mountains?" And Charlotte's not even in the mountains. I mean, there are arguably some mountainous areas nearby, and then you can go 3 hours out and drive to the Appalachian Mountains. But that's not at all applicable to what I'm talking about. And then it's like, oh, that building looks like you're at a barn. Oh, are you near a farmhouse? Are you doing some farming? And he goes off about farms and like horses and like it's just some really crazy stuff. But yeah, but that's to give you the recent update that he's been out of his mind all over the place, right? So yeah, guys, I mean, this has been Thigh Company here. If you like this live stream, guys, make sure to subscribe to Thigh Company, guys. We are finally over 1,700 subscribers, but we are right now trying to get to the 1,800 subscriber goal by the end of March. I think we're somewhere at like maybe 1,710 subscribers. 1,710 subscribers is give or take where we're at right now. So we pretty much have like 90 left, which I think is a doable number. We should be able to get to that number by the end of March, and I'm hopeful that's something we can do. But otherwise, guys, make sure to subscribe, like this video, comment down below also what you would like to see for future videos. This has been Thigh Company. Stay tuned, guys. Stay safe. Have fun.